And today on Capitol Hill, Democrats descended into chaos at the DOGE hearing on foreign aid as they desperately tried to defend their wasteful spending. Take a look at some of the highlights or lowlights, depending on your point of view.
Welcome to the Elon Musk Chainsaw Massacre, except for this remake of a classic is terrible because it's hurting real people, and its lead character, Mr. Musk, hasn't shown up in front of this committee or Congress at all. We also, of course, call this the Subcommittee on DOGE, or Project 2025, as we'll see here during the Q&A.
This is a pic of co-president Elon Musk, who, of course, is leading DOGE. And I brought this pic, of course, to our last hearing. And I know some folks were upset by it. But just to be clear, we know that Elon Musk is dangerous, he's incompetent, he's chaotic, and he's killing programs that we rely on.
If you want nightmares, just Google severe acute malnutrition and look at the photos. The way that healthcare workers determine if a kid is dying of this is they measure their bicep. And if their bicep is less than 4.5 inches around, then that means you could die of starvation tomorrow.
Not how the money was being spent, now was it? And we'll scroll that in a minute. One of the witnesses to this liberal meltdown was the former chief operating officer at USAID, Max Primorak, who will join us in just a moment. And here's what he said during his testimony.
We have been funding radical NGOs around the world that oppose capitalism, democracy, NATO, and Christianity. None of this is counter-China. This is counter-America.
And if you need any further evidence of wrongdoing by USAID, a disturbing new report from the Daily Wire found, you'll love this, the organization allegedly paying Ukrainian models, designers, to go to Paris for Fashion Week and other fashion weeks and other frivolous luxuries. Senator Joni Ernst revealing that USAID did not report the expenditures in public databases and tried to block her staff from seeing them. Anyway, here now with more. Former chief operating officer at USAID and Heritage Foundation Senior Research Fellow Max Primorak, along with former U.S. Senator Scott Brown. Max, you were there. You were in the hearing. You said this is counter-America. It was being used as a global platform to push anti-American, radical, and obscene ideas. They funded activities for Ukrainian models for junkets to New York City, London Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, women's attire company, fashion design house, and I can keep going. On top of DEI, wokeism, transgenderism, radical New Green Dealism. It's pretty amazing that they're defending this.
Yeah, it is, and it's done America extreme harm overseas. When you talk about American values in places like Asia and Africa and Latin America, people run for the hills because they associate American values with this kind of woke ideology, with transgender surgeries, with climate alarmism, with abortion. It's done tremendous harm, and the national security implications from them are very severe, especially when we're trying to compete against communist China, who doesn't do this sort of thing.
You're making a great point, and Scott Brown, I want to go to you. You know, now we're hearing from them. Elon Musk is getting death threats, and he's being F Elon and F Trump. You know, these are the same people that have been fixated on January 6th for years and years, ignoring the fact that Donald Trump was willing to call up guard troops, ignoring he said peacefully, patriotically, all of that, and ignoring the 574 riots that killed dozens of Americans, injured thousands of cops, and caused billions of property damage. And this is the rhetoric they keep using. Nobody in the media seems to care, and they keep doing it.
Yeah, Sean, I'm just amazed at the speed and progress which the president has done his job. It's so refreshing. And there were those after January 6th that wrote him off, but he was a one-time president. He had 4 years of lawfare. He's come back more hungry and organized than I've ever seen anybody. We talk about it every day. You supported him. I support him. I support him financially and on the air all the time. And I look what's happening now, and I'm just so thankful he's there. And on January 6th, Sean, I'm an attorney. We've discussed that. And I try to get the facts, and I try to make sure I understand all the facts. And I said he could have done more, and he bore some responsibility in that January 6th situation. And I was wrong, and I apologize. And tell you what, I wake up every day thinking how lucky we are that we have him, because look what he's done with the border. Look what he's done with trying to end the war
but
with
Scott,
Ukraine and
think
Russia.
about this. They had a predetermined outcome hearing. They got rid of all the evidence. They lied. The driver, he never tried to commandeer the vehicle. 4 people that I interviewed on tape in the room verifying that he authorized the use of guard troops. And the 5th person in the room, General Milley, said it in writing. They never brought that up. They never once cared about the dozens of dead Americans, thousands of injured cops, billions in property damage. You know what? They didn't tell the whole story purposefully.
Right. Yeah, I know. I know, Sean, and that's why we're so blessed right now. I mean, it's great to talk about those things, but I wake up every day excited as to what he's done in the middle of the night, trying to right the ship from all the Biden mistakes, whether it's inflation and all the other things we've talked about. So go get them. I love the cabinet. A lot of them, as you know, are our friends. And we're so happy that they're there. Marco, I serve with him. He's a great guy. He's doing an amazing job. So
yeah, he's been amazing. Max, last word. We have about 20 seconds.
Sure. I mean, what Trump and Elon are doing is taking away this multi-billion-dollar money pot. You know, you're talking about $70 billion a year. Half of that stays in Washington. 95% of the industry is on the left.
All right, Max, appreciate it. And Scott Brown, thank you.